The war between the stars had been going on for many years. The humans of Earth were late to join the galactic stage, but when they did, everything changed. The galaxy had seen hundreds of alien empires rise and fall, yet none had ever met a species like humanity. So fragile in body, but so powerful in spirit. The story began when the Varkesh Empire attacked one of Earth's colonies near the edge of the Orion Arm. It was a small place called New Dawn, a farming world with only 20,000 people. The Varkesh didn't come to negotiate, they came to erase. Within hours, the skies of New Dawn burned red as plasma fire rained down. The humans had no warships in orbit, no defense fleet. Every man, woman, and child vanished in fire. News of the destruction reached Earth 3 weeks later. The United Human Council gathered in silence. The Admiral of Earth Fleet, Marcus Hale, stood in the center of the chamber. His voice was calm but cold. "They didn't conquer us," he said. "They wiped us out." At first, the galaxy laughed at humans. The Varkesh were old and powerful, with fleets stretching across hundreds of worlds. The humans, they said, were nothing more than children who had wandered too far from home. But the Varkesh had made a mistake no one in the galaxy would ever forget. When the first human revenge fleet left Earth, it wasn't the largest armada in the galaxy, but it was the most determined. Each ship carried a name carved into its hull, the name of a lost colony: New Dawn, Haven Reach, Solace. The captains didn't fight for glory or empire, they fought for justice. The Varkesh thought the humans would fight like everyone else, with diplomacy, hesitation, and mercy. But when the human fleets arrived at the first Varkesh colony, they didn't send messages. They didn't demand surrender. They simply began to fire. In 2 hours, the city of Dural fell. Every military structure, every factory, every shipyard was turned to ash. The humans didn't stay to occupy. They came, destroyed, and moved on. The galactic media started calling them the Erasers. At first, the name was meant as an insult, but to humans, it became a badge of honor. They had been erased once. Now, they would erase those who had done it. Across the stars, alien governments began to panic. The humans had started with 1 fleet, then 2, then 10. Their technology advanced faster than anyone thought possible. Their warships became larger, sleeker, deadlier. AI-controlled drones swarmed ahead of human fleets, cutting off escape routes. Orbital cannons turned planets into glass. The galaxy had seen many wars, but this was something different. Humans didn't seek to rule. They didn't negotiate. They simply erased every trace of the Varkesh wherever they found them. Admiral Hale sat alone in his flagship, Earth's Fury, watching the burning surface of another conquered world. His officers were silent. Even the machines seemed to hum quietly, as if mourning the destruction below. Hale whispered to himself, "They wanted to erase us from the stars. Now we erase them." But not all humans celebrated. Back on Earth, some argued that the war had gone too far. A young scientist named Dr. Leon Ortiz spoke to the council. She said, "We are becoming what we hated. If we erase entire species, what makes us different from them?" Her words were ignored at first. The pain of loss still burned too deeply. But as the years passed, whispers began to spread across the fleet. Soldiers started asking questions. Were they fighting for justice or for revenge? Then came the Battle of Varkesh Prime, the homeworld of their enemies. The planet was beautiful, covered in golden forests and silver oceans. Billions of Varkesh lived there, unaware that the humans were coming. When the fleet arrived, the Varkesh sent messages of surrender. They said, "We accept defeat. Please, show mercy." The fleet waited for Admiral Hale's command. Everyone knew that one word from him would decide the fate of an entire species. "Sir," said his second-in-command, Commander Ranicho. "They're surrendering. What are your orders?" Hale stood silent. His reflection flickered in the glass of the command bridge. "They didn't show mercy to New Dawn," he said. "But we're not them," Rana said quietly. "If we erase them, we'll prove they were right to fear us." The Admiral looked at her, his eyes tired and cold. "And if we don't, they'll rise again." For hours, the fleet hovered in orbit, ready to fire. Finally, Hale gave the command no one expected. "Stand down all weapons," he said. "Transmit Earth command. The war is over." There was silence across the bridge. Some officers looked relieved, others looked betrayed. One whispered, "After all they did, we let them live?" Hale turned and faced them. "We didn't fight to become monsters," he said. "We fought to survive, and now we have." The message spread through the fleet and then through the galaxy. The humans had stopped. They had the power to destroy a civilization, but they chose not to. The Varkesh were left broken, their empire gone, but their species survived. For the first time, the galaxy saw humanity not as destroyers, but as something far greater, judges of justice itself. Years later, the story became legend. Children on alien worlds learned about the humans who burned worlds but spared a species. To some, they were heroes. To others, terrifying gods. But deep in the archives of Earth, a hidden record told another truth. The final message from Admiral Hale to the Human Council was short and simple. We could have erased them, but mercy is a weapon too. Time passed and the galaxy healed. Trade routes reopened. New colonies were built. But the memory of the war never vanished. Every alien empire knew one rule: never provoke Earth again. When explorers from another distant galaxy arrived centuries later, they looked at the map and asked, "Who erased the Varkesh Empire?" The answer was simple. "Earth did," an old archivist replied, "and then they erased the need for war." The newcomers didn't understand at first. How could a small world like Earth hold such power over the stars? The archivist smiled faintly. "Because they remember," he said. "They remember what it's like to lose everything." In the end, that was what made humans different. They didn't fight for domination. They fought because they knew pain. They fought because they remembered the fire over New Dawn and the faces of those who never came home. Centuries later, in the night sky of Earth, children looked up at the stars and saw peace. The warships of the past had become monuments, floating in orbit, their names shining in the dark. New Dawn, Solace, Havenreach. Each ship carried the memory of loss, but also the promise of mercy. And somewhere, among those silent stars, a single message glowed in golden light across the side of the old flagship, Earth's Fury. They wiped out our colonies. We erased them from the stars. But in the end, mercy rebuilt what vengeance destroyed.